Breaking news. Many of Frank Fritz's former co-stars on the popular History Channel reality program American Pickers have expressed their sorrow at his passing. In honor of Frank and to recall their time working together on the popular series, Danielle Colby posted a tribute to him on Instagram. What follows is Danielle's account of her feelings upon hearing of Frank's passing and her cherished recollections of their time together. Frank Fritz passed away 2 weeks before to his 59th birthday, according to Mike Wolf's announcement. Despite their lifelong friendship, tensions rose in recent years between the American Pickers actors when Mike helped fire Frank and the program continued without him. In 2022, after his dismissal, Frank had a stroke. Since then, he'd been getting well under the watchful eye of a close friend. Unfortunately, September 30 was the last day of his tenure. Mike broke the news of his death to the world first. Now, Danielle Colby, who was on American Pickers with the two of them and is still on the show, has taken to Instagram to pay respect to her former buddy. One thing that stood out to her was Frank's ability to bring a smile to everyone's face. She shared several images and commented, "Frank, I will miss your ability to make everyone laugh, your love for talking tattoos, your epic collections. But what I will miss the most are those little glimpses of vulnerability from time to time." Also included were her photos. "We had a passion for cats and moms, Frank, and that was our link. These are just a few of the many reasons why we will miss you," she went on to say. "Road dog, sleep peacefully now." Frank Fritz was said to be on the mend after his stroke, according to the most recent information. As he continued to recuperate, Frank was receiving professional long-term nursing care, according to Chris David, his buddy and court-appointed guardian. The conservator, Midwestern Bank, has started investing Frank's funds to provide long-term income to assist with these expenses. "It is imperative that his assets are properly managed and wisely invested to support his long-term needs," the bank stated in July, referring to Frank's continued need on long-term skilled nursing care. There seemed to be a long way to go for Frank's rehabilitation, even with the long-term nursing care. But yesterday, with Frank's death, that path came to an end. With the words, "I love you, buddy, and will miss you so much, I know you're in a better place," Mike penned his emotional farewell. In retrospect, how does Frank Fritz's time on American Pickers compare to your own? Leave a comment and tell us about your recollections. One of the most famous faces on American Pickers, Danielle Colby, has paid homage to her late friend and co-star Frank Fritz with an emotional and sincere posthumous statement. Fans of American Pickers and the antique picking world are in sadness and disbelief at the news of Frank's death. Years of on-screen and off-screen adventures, shared experiences, and a special camaraderie defined Colby and Fritz's friendship. As she grieves the passing of a friend, her moving comments serve as a reminder to treasure the connections we have and the impacts we can make in the world. Frank Fritz, Mike Wolf, and Danielle Colby's quest to unearth long-lost artifacts from America's tiny towns enthralled viewers for more than 10 years. They sparked interest in the specialized field of antiques and collectibles by working together. The core values of American Pickers were their friendship and shared love of the trade. Frank Fritz's appreciation of vintage oil cans and signage, together with his easygoing personality, made him a fan favorite. He had incomparable expertise in the world of collections, and he and Mike Wolf were one of the most popular television comedy teams of all time. Although the two were important to the program's success, Danielle Colby was the glue that kept the show together in the background. She helped them out, gave them pointers, and was there for them through the good times and the bad from her antique shop, Antique Archaeology. There was something unique about the chemistry between Danielle and Frank. In the midst of Mike and Frank's nationwide treasure searches, Danielle often served as a link between the regimented corporate side and the rough unpredictability of selecting. Their relationship grew over the years due to their mutual appreciation for the past and its peculiarities, as well as their love of storytelling and history. Many were worried about Frank Fritz's well-being in July 2022 when he was hospitalized after a stroke. Fans of American Pickers were already having a hard time adjusting to his leave, and many were expecting that he and Mike Wolf may make amends when Wolf addressed Frank's leaving with a message of concern and best wishes. The American Pickers community was startled by Frank Fritz's untimely death in the autumn of 2023, despite their expectations for a full recovery. Both admirers and coworkers were quick to offer their condolences as the news spread. Still, Danielle Colby's very moving message conveyed the anguish felt by Frank's loved ones. According to what she had to say, the guy in question was more than simply a reality TV celebrity. He was a trustworthy confidant, a kind human being who found great happiness in the little things in life. An overpowering feeling of loss, along with passion and sensitivity, permeated Danielle Colby's homage to Frank Fritz. She wrote an emotional social media post praising Frank, calling him a man with a big heart and an even bigger spirit. She continued by thinking back on all the shared experiences they had over the years, whether they were performing or working behind the scenes, and how much fun they had laughed and shared tales. By Frank, Colby meant more than a coworker or co-star. He was a part of the family. Through thick and thin, we have laughed, battled, and been there for one another through thick and thin. Our journey's abrupt finish caught me completely off guard. As part of her homage, Danielle highlighted the special relationship that had grown among the three American Pickers actors. They had an unconscious relationship, she said. They trusted one another after many hours on the road, and they were both passionate about resurrecting history. We were like a family, zipping across the United States, sharing the joy of each new find as we dug through dusty barns. Even though they worked together on American Pickers, Danielle recalled them more for the times they spent off-screen. What really shaped their bond was the time they spent together in between shots, the intimate talks, and the genuine concern they shared. No matter how many people were around, Frank always managed to make you feel like the only one. He could make everyone feel welcome just by laughing at their antics. The antiques, collectibles, and television communities will miss Frank Fritz. It is impossible to exaggerate his impact on American Pickers. His extensive knowledge of antiques was only the beginning. His genuine warmth and friendliness made the audience feel like they were along for the ride on a treasure hunt. For Frank, picking was more than a profession, it was his identity. In addition to an excellent eye for detail, he had a profound respect for the history associated with the artifacts he discovered. In a manner that few could, Frank grasped the importance of every object, whether at a weathered vintage petrol pump or an uncommon advertising sign. His enthusiasm for hunting was contagious, and he has a lot of admirers who say he encouraged them to follow their collecting dreams. The world of antiques became more accessible thanks to Frank, and his modest, down-to-earth manner won him millions of followers across the globe. There are those who share Danielle Colby's sorrow over her friend's passing. Many members of the American Pickers fans who have been following Frank's story for a long time have also shared their sympathies and sorrow. Many fans have reminisced over their favorite Frank moments, including his love of signs and oil cans and his funny one-liners. Support for Frank's family and Danielle and Mike Wolf's family has been overwhelming on social media in the form of artwork, memorials, and comments. After Frank passed away, Mike Wolf also made a statement in which he expressed his deep sorrow at the loss of a brother. Despite the tension in their relationship that had grown over the last several years, Mike's remarks betrayed the strong friendship that had developed between them via their many years of collaboration. American Pickers and my life will always include Frank, Wolf wrote. With Frank Fritz's death, American Pickers, a program that popularized the once niche hobby of antiques, has come to an end. With Frank's departure, many are wondering what the show's future holds, but one thing is certain, his influence will be felt for a long time.